Biped. Shh. You're okay. Sorry, I had to put you out again to get us out of there safely. You with me? Yeah, back on land. No, we're not back there. I brought you to the mainland this time. We're still pretty remote, but not deserted island remote. This is just a stretch of beach people don't use much. You seem a bit fuzzy. You sure you're okay? Yeah, after you told me about the password. Remember? Really? Let me jog your memory then. I took you with me to a secure terminal and used what you gave me to check out what you were saying, and you were right about some of the things you said. I mean, I couldn't access everything, and I'm sure some things aren't even kept where that password can reach. This isn't the movies. It makes no sense to keep all the super secret bad stuff behind a single password. Who would do that? But there were some things that meshed with your story. Or at least seemed to. Some money trails that went to suspicious places. Some gaps in the records that didn't make sense. So, yeah, you were right. Don't act so surprised. I have no trouble giving credit where it's due. And frankly, I guess I should be grateful that you don't seem all that happy to be right about this. No, not good at all. I mean, maybe I should have seen it coming, but still. I was a bit idealistic, I suppose. Well, things made sense that way. Everything was black and white. The enemy was the depth. Very clear, very obvious bad guy. Funded by the very wealthy bad guys, all of whom were bipeds. I didn't even let myself consider the possibility that, well, I thought too highly of my own people, I guess. Power corrupts, whether on land or under the waves. So now, I just need to figure out what to do. Speaking of which, I'm not sure what to do with you. Just because you gave me information doesn't mean the rest of your story was true. I have no way of knowing if you're still with the depth or not. You might have told me what you did to direct my attention away from you and your organization. You may have just been trying to save your own skin. You may go back now and report everything that's happened, including who I am and what I'm doing. In fact, I could be the depth's next target. I may be on borrowed time right now. I really, really should just turn you over. That would be the thing to do if I was doing everything by the book. No question at all. But that's not the issue. The issue is, I want to believe you. I want to think I'm good at getting a feel for people, you know? You made me think you were a decent person, in a general sense. I even started to like you a bit. It's not easy for me to say that, but, well, you know what they say. It's easier to fool someone than to convince them they've been fooled. Maybe I just don't want to acknowledge that you fooled me. Okay, look, you lied to me. A lot. You pretended you didn't even know mermaids were a thing. You asked to touch my fin like some wide-eyed biped who had never seen anything so amazing before. And the whole time, you were pretending. Stop, I'm not done. Given the information you shared with me back there, I kinda get why you didn't entirely trust me. My people are in on this mess too. For all you knew, I was pressing you for information so I could get the eggs back to the depth myself. I mean, I still think you should have trusted me, but I get it. There was always a chance I was on the wrong side. But don't forget, you were the one who was actually in league with the depth here. You're a member, whether you're trying to undermine them or not. You had more to hide. And there was a greater likelihood that I was with the good guys, frankly. The corruption in cases like this tends to be above my pay grade. You could have at least tested the water, so to speak. Tried to get a feel for my allegiances. Yeah, well, water under the bridge, I guess. It's just nothing. You still seem so earnest. If you're pretending, you're really good at it. I guess we already established you're decent at lying. Fine, we don't trust each other. We have no reason to. So what do I do with you? Well, if I send you back to the depth because I believe your story about wanting to undermine them, but you're actually still with them, you could turn them on me, which would be very bad for me in particular. But if I hand you over to the human authorities and you're not actually depth anymore, they could punish you for things you didn't do. Or interrogate you until you tell them what you told me, which could be bad if the humans at the top of the power chain of corruption get wind of it. And then the depth find out, which would also be bad for me. And I guess for you too. There's a reason why no one's ever successfully left that organization. Some groups, you're in them for life. And if you try to leave, you're still in them for life. Your life just gets abruptly shorter. So I suppose it all comes down to a feeling. You know better than that. Merpeople magic is only good for so many things. Reading minds isn't one of them. I'm not sure empathy is either. Or if it is, maybe I just didn't end up getting any. Oh, I made up for it in other ways. I don't know what to do. I'm very isolated right now. I mean, I don't know who to trust. I don't think my boss or even my boss's boss have any idea what's happening, but I can't be sure. And if I go high enough up the chain, someone is in on it. Which means if I even do so much as file my report, I could be in danger. So what do I do? Only a few people know I brought you in for questioning. I'm hoping none of them are on the wrong side. Can't really do much about that now. Oh, if anyone asks, I'll tell them you died or something. It wouldn't be the first time. Shut up and let me think. Why do I care? Why do I give a fin what happens to you? This is mildly infuriating. Shh, I'm thinking. Yeah, well, I'm figuring this out as I go. Okay. The bomb on the ship was definitely caused by a third party. That doesn't really have anything to do with us now. It was just really bad timing. Let me organize my thoughts. The depth are still operating. Still smuggling everything from booze to mer eggs for anyone willing to pay. They have support from both human and merpeople leadership, some of which are probably paid to turn a blind eye, others of which are probably in on it more directly. We don't have a complete picture of how far the corruption goes, up or down. And all I know about you is that I saved you. You played dumb all that time on the island. Because you were on the ship. With them. You were on the ship with them. You were there when it exploded. But you didn't leave with them. Hey, why is that? Why didn't you leave with them? They were there with the cargo. They knew you were one of them, right? So why didn't you go to the lifeboats? But there might have been room. Why didn't you argue the point? Your life was literally at stake. That's not possible. You're lying again. No, there's no way you saw me. Not with everything going on. Of course I saw you, but you were standing still, on the deck. I was in the water, which was more than a little choppy. You couldn't have seen me. Okay, well, let's say I believe you. Why would seeing me change anything? So wait, they told you to stay because they needed room for the cargo. I get that in a twisted sort of way. Sounds about right for the depth, so... Sure, they made it pretty clear in that moment just how expendable you were. And then you saw me, so what? You expected me to save you? Because I happened to be watching when this all went down? That's a hell of a chance to take in the middle of a crisis situation. Not every mer person is friendly to humans. I only kept you alive for information, remember? I mean, I guess there was a tiny bit of sympathy in there, but not much. I saved you for my own reasons, so why take that chance? You had to know that was a bad idea. It was entirely likely you were going to drown. Wait, what? Are you serious? In all that time with the depth, you hadn't actually seen a mermaid in person before? Well, yeah, I know our existence is pretty much entirely under wraps when it comes to what humans are supposed to know, but still, that seems really unlikely given your job. Okay, again, I'm gonna say I believe you so you'll get to the point. Yeah, I was watching. I mean, it makes sense. I don't exactly look like you. Not in the skin or, the tail. I think I'm understanding your point, even if you're not making it very well. I made it real. I put a face to what the depth was doing. No, believe it or not, I get it. The ship was going down, everyone was panicking. The guys you worked with basically told you to sacrifice yourself to save the cargo, and if, as you said, you were already against what the depth was doing on principle, that had to be the icing on the cake. It couldn't have been more clear how little they deserved your loyalty. But up to then, the stuff they were doing was still abstract, wasn't it? The eggs weren't people. It was all just cargo. You knew it was wrong, but it was like poaching in a foreign country. You cared, but it wasn't personal. The ones being hurt by the depth? Well, they weren't real to you. You had never seen one of us in real life. And then, with the ship burning around you, you saw me. And you knew it really was real. All of it. You saw the damage the depth was doing. I was probably more real for you than anything in that moment. I mean, if you're telling the truth. That must have been strange. You've more or less been condemned to die, and then you see me. I guess that's true. You didn't have anything to lose. And I'm sure it was a shock to see me there. It's never an easy ride when something tilts your worldview. You knew we existed, but that's a totally different thing than seeing us in the flesh. So you took a leap of faith, I guess. You trusted that I would save you, and if I didn't, well, you weren't part of that world anymore anyway. And while there are many ways to leave the depth, none of them involve staying alive. I wonder. Well, it's just, if you were telling the truth about trying to undermine them from the inside, maybe you weren't as good at hiding it as you thought. Maybe they had an idea what you were up to. They certainly seemed quick to leave you to the sharks when the ship went down. Maybe they saw it as a chance to be rid of you. I have so many questions, most of which you can't answer. And even if you did, I'm not sure whether I'd believe you. But at least I know your interest in touching my fin was real. I am pretty amazing, aren't I? What, I'm not allowed to lighten the mood? Get over it, biped. In the end, I guess it doesn't matter how we got here. I saved you. You got very, very lucky. And now I don't know what to believe. Or what to do. Like I said, I want to. Very, very much. I don't really have a lot of people I can trust right now, but you still... All right. You took a leap of faith off the ship. It was stupid, but you took it. So now I'll take one too. I'm gonna leave you here. You're gonna go up the beach. Civilization isn't far. That's up to you. If you want them to think you're still dead, fine. If you want to try and get back to a position where you can undermine from within, fine. That's your call. What can I say? You moved me. And whether anything you said is true or not, you can't be my problem anymore. I'm going to trust you. I trust that you won't go off and turn me into your former bosses. Don't let me down, biped. Don't make me regret everything. I have plans of my own. I have to chart my own course now. Figure out whom to trust, how to make myself the most useful against the depth. You get me. Of course I have to go alone. Well, for starters, I live down there, remember? Where you can't actually survive. You know, I thought maybe you being dense was part of the act, but I see now it was legit. Don't look at me like that. You knew we'd have to part ways eventually. The only question was when, and it's not like we're friends or anything. Okay, on the island, maybe. Maybe we were friends. I will concede that. For what? You're welcome. Although, like I said, I only saved you for the information. Oh, what else? You're welcome for that too. I have no idea why I'm trusting you, but like I said, don't let me down. I will find you and drown you, I swear. Oh, one more thing. Here. Let's just say more people have some magic that humans don't know about yet. We can't let you in on all our secrets, right? It's a communicator shell. When you need me, tap here and then speak. I'll hear you. You'll hear me too. And no one else will be able to hear either of us. Yeah, I guess so. Use it sparingly, okay? If you have information that might help me mostly. I'll do the same for you if you want it. Of course. So, yes, go. Have a good life, biped. I'm sure we'll see each other again. I can't imagine I'll be rid of you this easily. Hey, wait. One more thing. Take my hand. Just do it. There you go. Just passing on a little bit more magic. Don't worry about it. You'll find out when the time comes. Go on. Take care of yourself, biped. Maybe when this is all over and the depth are gone, we can go back to the island. Take a vacation. Well, yeah, I mean, if you want. Shut up. Never mind, forget it. You too. See you around.